Hi, I'm Simona Stankovska, Global PR Manager at EXANTE. Today, I'm really excited to bring you the first episode in our Surfing the Curve series. Yay! This is going to be an ongoing series, so please do sign up if you'd like to see more of our videos. In today's episode, I'm going to be speaking with Ainars Velicevskis, one of our global experts, who's going to be speaking to me about the commodity prices, as well as his ideas on stocks which might have a potential uplift following the COVID-19 pandemic. As you can tell, Ainars can't be with me today because of the COVID-19 restrictions, so I'm going to have to give him a call. Good morning, Ainars. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And obviously we're going to be talking about the current trends in markets and what's going on. And one of the hot topics, well, one of many, is the commodity prices such as oil and gold. Can you please give me your views on these?
Good morning, Simona. Well, regarding commodities, let's speak about gold. Currently, there are no safe havens because all of the market segments are down, but gold again seems like a one. Many investors are seeking gold as a classic instrument to invest, and once we saw the big plunge in March for the stock prices and other commodities, gold also experienced a small drawdown, but currently it's being fueled by the economic stimulus of US Treasury of 2 trillion, and it's also fueling the gold prices, and they are quite high, even up I think 12% since last year's autumn. Then again, let's speak about oil. Oil currently is an interesting topic to speak. We saw last week oil for the first time in history being in negative. For the foreseeable future, we see it as not quite a good investment vehicle, and also it will be a big problem for the oil producing countries. WTI currently is trending at 14.30, which is 12 or 13% up from yesterday, but still it's super low. If we're looking at perspective till the end of the year, it will start climbing up only I think in late fall or closer to the winter, when the consumption rises in the northern hemisphere for using it as a fuel. And the tops that we could see is about $40 per barrel for Brent. WTI will still be lagging as US shale oil producers are still pumping.
Gosh, so whilst it will actually, you feel it will recover, it's still not going to recover to, the prices that we've seen many years ago when it was over $100.
Yeah, of course, those will not come even close to that, because many consumers will switch to more green environmental transport vehicles, but that will be bringing big problems also for oil producing countries such as Saudi Arabia. They are currently experiencing a big budget deficit, and it will reach up 40 or 50 billion just this year. Their stockpile of cash is the lowest we've seen since 2011.
Gosh. So what do you think that will do for their economy?
Their economy was in process of diversification. They had the Vision 2030, but it's now lagging because of the low oil prices, which started lagging 2 or 3 years ago when the prices first came down, and now they don't see any possibility to diversify their economy without piling up a large amount of debt.
Sure. And obviously things, commodities such as oil aren't really being affected by the coronavirus. They're more affected by the current situation with production. But what are the industries that you think, the top 3 industries that you feel are being affected by the coronavirus and have been most hit?
Currently, I see 3 most affected. That would be food industry, aviation, and automakers. For the food industry, the big issue is the lack of possibility for processing food, as many processing plants are shut down, and the producers of livestock can't sell the livestock to the factories, and this in turn will be making shortages in future. Currently, we'll experience shortages for the consumers, but later on this year, there will be a lack of cattle stockpiles when these producers open up, and that will bring meat prices quite high. Then again, speaking of air industry, we have two big giant producers, that would be Boeing and Airbus. Airbus just saw a big, unprecedented 8 billion cash drawdown. 3.6 of that was a payment for the bribery case, and the rest is, the current stock price is down 60% from the beginning of the year. Regarding Boeing, we see that 737 is still grounded, and they don't see when it will be flying again. Their stock has also plummeted since the beginning of the year of more than 57%, and their stock is actually trading now $130, which is 75% down from its top 52-week range, which was $390 previously. Also, automakers just got the news for the Ford, which had previously bad sales rate, but Wall Street was predicting about a 6-cent loss per share. What they had currently is 23 cents of loss, which, their stock is trending currently to 4.7% in after hours trading just on the news. And for the Ford, we don't see any good luck in the future. But then again, there's Volkswagen, the biggest automaker in the world. They had the top levels of the price in range somewhere around 187 in start of January. Currently, they are 130 and actually even 140 and climbing, because also for the automaker industry, it's unprecedented thing that they informed that they will be closing the year, of course, with a drawdown on profit, but they will close it with a plus.
That's interesting. So there are some positives amongst that. And I guess if you're a long-term investor, maybe you'd be looking at Volkswagen as a potential profit in the future if you're willing to hold on to it, because it should recover. Well, okay, so what about other industries that we, maybe safer industries and ones with more upside? What would you say those are?
Well, currently one of the most interesting is pharmaceuticals. As many of the big companies are rallying to be the first one to produce a vaccine that really works. For example, the Gilead Sciences last week were quite close to getting a vaccine, but then they had bad results on the tests, so they are falling back again. Then there's Pfizer. They are sure that they could get a working vaccine for urgent cases by the fall, and their stock is rising through the drawdown of the markets. What would be quite interesting for the investor is to do a research, piling up 4 top 5 producers that could be close to conducting a deal on making a new vaccine and putting them into your portfolio. First of all, pharmaceuticals will not fall, but the positive moment that could occur is if one of those gets a deal, gets a working vaccine, their stocks will be skyrocketing. And if you just diversify between 4 or 5 pharmaceutical companies, if one doubles in price and you do it with a leverage, you can get at least 100% return through the year.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. But Ainars, you haven't spoken about the safest investment of them all, which is toilet roll. Surely, everyone's after it, and we haven't got enough of it.
Well, actually, regarding toilet paper, what's funny, just got the news from US. Last week was the first week when retailers were not experiencing shortages in toilet paper, so everybody can feel safe now at their homes.
that's probably because everyone's got plenty and they actually probably aren't using it quickly enough. But that's interesting. Okay, that's great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and thanks for sharing your views. Hopefully the investors will find this useful.
Sure they will. It was a pleasure, Simona. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please do sign up if you'd like to see more. Take care for now, and we'll see you soon.